In Yu-Gi-Oh!, whenever an archetype receives support, it will sometimes get revamped, upgraded versions of its original monsters that actually help fix some of the deck's inherent problems. These monsters are called Retrains, and an example of a Retrain can be seen in Battle Ox and Enraged Battle Ox, where the change can be as simple as adding an extra bonus effect to the original monster. An Enraged Battle Ox says that he deals piercing damage, and he also gives piercing damage to your own Beast Warrior, Beast, or Wing Beast monsters. Now, some examples of other Retrains that come to mind include Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon for the Blue Eyes archetype, as well as the ABC pieces for the A to Z archetype. Blue Eyes Alternative really fixed the deck by turning the bricky, vanilla Blue Eyes in your hand into a Blue Eyes body on board, and that actually helped the deck win Worlds in 2016. Meanwhile, the ABC pieces, along with Dragon Buster and Union Hanger, really turned the A to Z deck into a real rogue contender. The pieces themselves provide better protection effects, as well as effects when they leave the field, while Dragon Buster and Union Hanger provide amazing power and consistency to the deck. These are examples of archetype fixes done right, and while some could argue that they're not perfect, these cards definitely did impact the decks in a major way, especially from a competitive standpoint. So today I'm going to share with you my idea for how the Crystal Beast archetype could actually be fixed in a similar way. I'm going to show you this card text from a skill in Duel Links. This skill is used by the character Jesse Anderson, and it reads as follows. Transcendent Crystals. Send 1 to 3 cards from your hand to the graveyard, then choose the same number of Crystal Beast monsters from your deck as the same number of cards you sent from your hand to the graveyard, and place it/them in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell card. This skill can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. Now this skill turns the Crystal Beast deck from Brick City to Amazing City. It really just boosts the consistency of the deck by turning the dead bricks in your hand, which are the Crystal Beast cards, into cards that can be used as continuous spell cards from your deck. Crystal Beast's main goal is to take the Crystal Beast out of the deck as soon as possible. Turn 1 you want to get almost all of the Crystal Beasts out of the deck because they're just not good to draw into. The only good one that is not a brick is Pegasus. But what if we applied this skill in Duel Links to the TCG and there were actually retrained Crystal Beast cards that were released that include this type of effect? Now I made this custom card called Transcendent Sapphire Pegasus, and this card is always treated as Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, and its effect is the same as the original Sapphire Pegasus, where if you summon it, you can crystallize a Crystal Beast from hand, deck, or grave, and if it's destroyed while in the monster zone, you can choose to crystallize it. But I've given it a third effect, which says as follows. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. This changes everything, because if you apply this effect to every Crystal Beast monster, now they go from Brick Beast to actually Crystal Beast, because they actually crystallize other cards from the deck. This opens up so many possibilities for Crystal Beast. This one fix changes everything, literally. Now you don't care if they're in your hand, because you're able to set up, if you have 2 of them in hand, you can just ditch them, and all of a sudden Rare Value and Crystal Beacon are live. This also makes Promise live. Heck, even Crystal Abundance can become live if you open 4 Crystal Beasts in your hand. You just ditch all of them for Crystal Abundance. The biggest reason why this skill is so good is the Crystal Beasts don't become bricks. Let me show you a Crystal Abundance build that I've been running. So this is my Crystal Abundance OTK build. It focuses on going second, and if you look, there are only, let's say, 9 starter cards and then the Crystal Masters that make it 11 starter cards. Crystal Beasts just don't have enough starter cards in a typical Abundance build. You got your Bridges, your Bonds, and your Pegasuses, and then I decide to put in Crystal Masters just as one more starter / searcher that you can do. But that's the thing, the other Crystal Beasts just become engine requirements. You never want to draw in a Mammoth Eagle, especially Ruby, or the Topaz Tiger. You never want to draw into them. That's why it sucks having so many Crystal Beasts in the deck, but at the same time you want to run a good amount of Crystal Beasts just to make the other spell cards useful. If you're activating a Sapphire Pegasus effect, or a Crystal Tree effect, or a Crystal Beacon effect, and you don't have any Crystal Beasts in the deck, that's not as powerful as if you were to just take one from the deck and thin out the deck. So just the fact that the Crystal Beasts go from engine requirements to starter cards makes this change so useful. This change is revolutionary to the Crystal Beast archetype, because now they're able to just completely combo off whenever they want. They can set up for rare value and then go into Beacon and then set up for Saryuja. Saryuja all of a sudden becomes so much more useful, and you actually want to run 3 rubies now. Running 3 rubies makes me want to throw up, but now running 3 rubies is a good thing for the first time ever in Crystal Beast. It would be so useful having this last ability. But let me know in the comments below what you think of this idea, what kind of crazy combos you could think of if the Crystal Beast had this third effect. Or if you have another idea to make Crystal Beast broken that includes retraining the monsters or just giving them more spell trap, extra deck support. Leave them in the comments below, let me know, and let's deck theory about this. I'm totally down to do this, but yeah, thanks for listening to my video. This is Nick Anktel, aka Neshi. Thanks again for watching.